guys. Welcome to my YouTube channel, MosexyKitchen. Today we have a guest with us, like we discussed the last one, is Joba, just from Justjoba channel. So she will be cooking with me while I will be doing the cooking while she's learning. We're going to be making
Moi Moi.
Moi Moi is a Nigerian dish. It's made from peeled beans and spice it up with different things in it. Some will put egg, fish, corned beef, and things like that. So today I will be putting egg, corned beef, sardine, and shrimp. I know it's very busy. I just like it. I just want to be like every bite I take, I'm biting something. It's either fish or shrimp or corned beef. That's just my love for Moi Moi. That's how I like to make my Moi Moi. So we're gonna take you through the ingredient of what we're going to use today. Yeah. Well, today's topic is going to be youth of Africa.
Youth of Africa?
Yes, and reason why I picked that topic is youth of Africa born in the United States or outside of Africa in general, or migrated from outside the country, Africa, to the United States, or diaspora in general, any part of anything outside of Africa. Mostly I will say the UK and the United States, because I have a very I don't know, some feeling about it. Kids born here but by African parents or brought to the United States or UK by an African parent. Just their stand, their perspective about their heritage, about their background, about their country, how they feel. So that's what we're going to be discussing with Joba today. She was quite surprised, so because I will be.
Well, I have a lot of stuff to say about that anyways. We're gonna bump heads on this one, I know that.
So we're going to be having this discussion while we're cooking. So for now, let Joba walk you through our ingredients. Okay.
Alright. Just to give you guys a little run through of our ingredients, we have onions, bell peppers, and habanero peppers in this bowl. We have cut up shrimp. This is like frozen shrimp, and yeah. We have 2 things of sardines over here. We have, what type of oil is that? Canola oil?
They can use soybeans, canola, and vegetable oil, whatever type of oil they like.
Yes, and then we have corned beef. We have 1 egg. We have curry powder over there. We have chicken flavoring. Well, I called it Maggi. I don't know what that is. All that stuff on the. But and then we have salt in this. I know it's in a orange. It's in a Tropicana bottle, but that's salt in there.
That's
and
African
then,
house. You can find your seasoning in any location.
Yeah. And then we have peeled beans in this bowl. So those are our ingredients for today. The first thing that we did was we put some eggs on the stove to boil for us to be able to use to put inside of the Moi Moi.
Yes, so we going to slice the eggs and put it same as the corned beef. We're going to break it down into smaller pieces and put it, and also the sardine. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with each of them. So while the egg is still boiling, we're just going to prep the sardine and the corned beef, and I'm going to show you the end result after I finish prepping it. I'm done prepping the corned beef. I just broke it down into like little pieces, and also the sardine. So right there, and the shrimp is already cut up into smaller pieces. So I'm just going to put a little seasoning, non-seasoning, Maggi, whatever you call it. So I'm just gonna put like a little bit. Just you can just sit there. It's just gonna season just a tiny bit. So now that we got all that together, my egg is now on the stove boiling. Now what we're going to do is pour the pepper, which is the onions, the bell pepper, and the habanero pepper. We're going to put it in with the peeled beans. Peeled beans, I know if you go to stores, you can get the peeled beans, and sometimes you can also peel the beans by yourself if you have the energy and power to do so. I did this myself, so.
You peeled it like?
Mm-hmm.
Not too much time.
Yeah, she said too much time. So yeah, pretty much that's it. So now we're going to blend it. You have to blend it, not chop it. You're going to blend it like it has to be smooth. Smooth. So I'm just grabbing a spoon real quick for me to put in the blender with. So hold on 1 second. So we're gonna start blending it. It doesn't matter how you decide to blend. Just make sure you have you make sure it's smooth, like a puree taste. It's called puree, right?
Puree.
Puree. Okay, puree. Sorry about my African accent. Okay, so while we're getting this, we're going to start our discussion with my guest today. So, Justjoba.
You can just call me Java. They don't got enough though.
Were you born in the United States, or you moved here with your parents?
I was born here.
So you were born in the United States. Interesting, interesting. So how do you feel about your African background?
It's fine. It's normal. I feel like, okay, personally, because I was born here, it's like I don't have like the same background that you guys have when you're little, which they don't understand.
So what background do you think we had when we were little?
Like the strictness is not the same. It's like I could say I want my hair done a certain way, and they'll be like, "That's too grown." And I'll be like, "Somebody had this when I was in 5th grade." It's not even like, okay, I'm like comparing myself to somebody else. It's like it's the honest truth. But they're like, well, when I was growing up, you couldn't get this hairstyle until you were like 26, and I'm like, remember, we grew up in 2 different places. Our standards are different, which you guys never understand.
But you cannot understand that your African parents, because I think that's basically what you're referring to. They just don't want you growing up too fast.
I understand, but you guys doesn't understand the difference.
What is the difference?
Just different standards it's not even like a growing up too fast. It could be the simplest thing. And it escalates. I'm just like, this is not even that important. People don't even notice this.
Okay. Beans is blended with the onion, bell pepper, and the habanero pepper. So I have it all blended together. I am putting it in a bowl, like a big bowl, like this. And I'm going to rinse the blender with a little bit of water. So get the rest of the out. So so now that is done. Now back to our discussion. Yes. So
well, and we also did already peel our eggs and cut it. Did you show them what we used to cut it?
Can use it. Egg cutter. Cut it into slices like that. So now
that's the conversation. Not to be like standards, but I guess our customs, like what I'm used to, is different. Like somebody freaked out about me wearing a little crop top and told me it wasn't even like cropped. Literally, it just moved up a little bit because I had my sweatpants up because I don't like strong and stuff like that. You can see this much. And he told me it's from my husband. My stomach, it wasn't even like my stomach. It was a dot on my stomach. It's left from my husband. sorry, I didn't know that.
Okay, so I think where you're coming from is more about the discipline part, our beliefs, and how we think everybody should be portrayed or how we think everything should appear. But what I want to know is, what do you know about where you're from? Actually, where are your parents from, anyways?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, did you hear that? She doesn't know where her mama and her daddy is.
I know that they're from Nigeria. My mom's half British, so she's, I don't know, most of her stories are not in Nigeria. They're in England. So,
Was she born in Nigeria or was she born in England?
I'm pretty sure she was born in London.
So she was born in London. So
my dad was born in some type of part of Africa, some part of Nigeria. I don't know. I don't ask him.
So mom is half Nigerian, half
how much oil are you putting in?
half Nigerian, half English. Or what you?
I don't know.
Half Nigerian, half British.
Yeah.
Yes. So she's half Nigerian, half British. Daddy is 100% Nigerian. So to me, what I know, the mom does not claim anything British. She's always Nigerian. So they're both from Nigeria. So what do you know about Nigeria, Joba?
Like, what do you mean?
What do you know about that? Like, what do you know? What is your understanding about Nigeria? Have you ever been to Nigeria? Are you excited about going to Nigeria? What do you understand about?
I've never been. And I would like to go, but you know, everybody has their reasons why they haven't gone yet. So it seems interesting. I know, like, I've done like research projects on it, and like usually when they're like, oh, dream vacation, you should choose a place. I'll probably be the only one to choose like somewhere in Africa. Why? Because it's portrayed as somewhere really bad, but it's really not. So yeah, the most that I hear is how bad your president is, and that's what I hear. But just to let you guys know what we're doing, we have like these little containers to put the moi moi in, and we're oiling it so it doesn't get stuck inside of it.
Yes, that's exactly what we're doing. So all you know about Nigeria is a good place. Just our president, our politicians are bad.
And your economy.
Oh yeah, and our economy is bad. Okay, that's good. At least you say you still want to go back to Nigeria, right?
Yeah.
To visit or to stay forever.
Forever. I want a vacation just to see how it is.
Okay, so how do you celebrate your culture here in America? What do you do to celebrate your culture?
I eat African food.
What else?
To celebrate my culture, like celebrate as in how?
Like, if you go out without people knowing your name, even if they hear your name as Joba, they won't know exactly where you're from.
Yes, okay, that is true. Some people have been like, I thought you were just American and you're one of those people that your parents gave a different name, so I'm just like, no. Because yes, my name is Joba, but people will call me Jabba because they cannot pronounce it. But then, you know, Jabba comes off as Jabba the Hutt. And then when people say that, I'm like, oh, it's not my fault that you can't actually pronounce my name. And if I call you an uncultured swine, it's not my fault because it is you don't know how to talk. And then when they ask me how to pronounce my name, I can sit there and repeat it for days. But no, they will never understand. Like,
so do you let them just call you whatever they want to call you, or do you still correct them that my name is Joba?
Okay, when I first introduce myself, I will tell you my name is Joba, but you usually the minute they try and say, I just be like, never mind. You can just call me Jabba because that's what everybody else calls me. But the proper pronunciation is Joba. Or if my teachers, because you know, like your full name is out there, and they'll try and pronounce it. I'll try and correct you, but they usually don't get it right. So it's just like, you got it.
So so you're proud to be associated with Africa, Nigeria.
Yes.
That's good. That's good.
I had friends come over, and that night I made stew, and they were like, they was like, oh my gosh, my nose is burning. Why'd you make this? And I came over, and I was like, because I wanted to eat it. My family wanted to eat it, so you'll be okay.
Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit of soybeans oil. That's what I use. You can use your vegetable oil.
That is canola oil.
Oh yeah, this is canola. So any type of oil you have, you can use. Some people use palm oil, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, some people use palm oil too, but I don't. I use it. So I'm going to add some to it.
To the moi moi mixture.
To the moi moi, yes. To the beans, habanero, bell pepper, onion that we blend together. So I added some. So I'm going to add some of this seasoning cube. Some people will call it Maggi. So I'm going to add some to it. So people always ask me, like, how do I know the measurement? I just season it to my own taste. I have been I know my portion size, so I know that you have to stop now. And I don't mind tasting it while seasoning it. So this is my salt. I'm gonna put a little bit of salt too, or some salt into it too. So and remember, corned beef have salt in it, so you have to be very careful so it doesn't get too salty. So you have to be really, really careful. This has salt in it, so it tastes really salty. So you have to be careful so it doesn't. The salt is not too much. So this is my curry. I'm gonna put a little curry. This is optional. You don't have to put it if you don't like it. I just like putting it. The shrimp, the corned beef, the egg, the fish, they're all optional if you don't want to put it. But like I told you, for every bite I take, I want to be able to taste. You know, take a bite of something. So, Joba, if you have opportunities to say that you are not African or you are not Nigerian, would you take it?
Only when they want me to clean.
Yeah. But African Americans, they all clean. So why do you think it is just in an African home that kids actually clean?
It's not what is it called? I don't want to clean. It's when it comes to handing out the jobs and they give me the most work and I'll be like, why? And they'll say, because you're the oldest and da, 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 and this is how I grew up and this is how you learn to become a lady. And I was like, well, right now I'm not African. But like that's really the only time I won't be like I'm not African just be like that. It's just usually like a playful manner when I just don't want to do something that I'll use that excuse.
That you are not African.
Yes.
Okay, so that's I guess that's something we can say that's good. So you're proud to be African. So what do you how do I say this? I've seen a lot of kids, although you are proud to say that you're African, you have some kind of African heritage in you. What do you have to say to kids that are not proud to be Nigerian? I have met some kids that they have brought from Africa to United States to live, and after a few years, their accent change and all that, and they start claiming that they are not African. Or kids that are born here and they say my parents are Nigerian, but I am not Nigerian, I am American. What do you have to say? What do you have to say to them?
I mean, I don't really know. Okay, I guess like I can understand because sometimes it's like okay, what people are saying, the comments, but after a while you just have to kind of like push that aside. We got flavor in us. They're plain. They're original. We're flavored. It's like it's a different background. And it's like I wouldn't want to say we're more interesting, but like yeah, it's just I don't know. You should be proud to be who you are. So that's just really for me how it is. I enjoy like yes, people I can see your party and they're just dancing da 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 da. But I can film my party and they're throwing money and I'm sitting here. I can just do a little and some uncles are already da da da. Some people might be like, oh, that seems kind of like strip clubby. No, that's just how we are. That's how we party and I like it. I can go out to a party and that's free money. Like, come on.
Okay, so all right, so how would you encourage them to be more of their background? Like, what would you tell them? How, like, you enjoy, what made you enjoy it? Like, what can you advise them to do? So, for a boy or a girl that decide that, oh, I don't want to be African, is either because of how, I don't even think because of what they know about Nigeria, it's just because of how
society sees them.
Yes, how society sees, portray Africans. What would you say what would you tell them? What advice would you give them?
Educate the ignorant.
Thank you. So, I had a teacher in high school once before. She is actually one of my best teachers in high school. I went to Canarsie High School in Brooklyn. Around Rockaway Parkway, Brooklyn. So, and she asked me one day, and she was like, do you guys like jump from trees to trees and like play with like lions and tigers? And I'm telling you, this is like not even 1792 because I ain't that old. This is like in like 2000, early 2000. So she asked me that, and I had to say, what? No, we don't. So I had to go like on Google or something, and I like pulled up like different houses, showed her a picture of my mother's house in Nigeria. I'm like, we even have houses that are better than the ones we have in the United States. So don't get it twisted. So you kind of have to educate people, and remember, there's nothing wrong with being African, with being Nigerian, with being Cameroonian, with being from Liberia, wherever you're from. It gives us spice. It makes us have like different flavor in us, different culture. You learn being American, you also know being African. So that's like, I think that's like great combination.
Yeah, there is a lot of ignorance. I've had teachers, they're like, oh, they don't have this, they don't have that, and I was like, and then for some reason it's like the topic always comes up while like my aunts are in Nigeria, and I was like, wait, because my dad just told me there was a cold storm. They're like, yeah, because the economy is building, but I'm like, okay, but why don't you guys talk about that? Why is it always that we're poor and that? And I'm like, and then people are like, do they do that? So like, do they ever go swimming? Don't they not have water? And I'm like, no, they go swimming. They have pools, they have beaches, and I'll pull it up, and I'll be them like, wait, that looks better than over here. Or like, I know my aunt went to this one nail salon, and it looked fancy, and I was like, hold up, that's money, and we don't even have that over here. And I was like, and I showed it to my friends. They was like, wait, they have stuff like that? And I was like, so do you think they just go there and they're playing in sand all day? People actually enjoy their lives. So
I think the issue is, which is, I'm gonna have a guest over, and we most likely will discuss this with one of my guests. Is people here are ignorant. Some people are ignorant, while the people back there, which are our leaders, are not portraying us as a country that is developing and getting better because of corruption, bad road, bad economy. And when they're showing African children to you, they show the ones that are suffering, they show the ones that are crying, the ones that need help, whereby our politicians are not even working or doing anything. Our leaders are not doing anything to improve that for us. So they're always coming to international countries to ask for aid. So I know that when we were discussing discussing this earlier, you spoke about
Did you tell them what you just did?
Oh yeah, so I added the canned beef and sardine into my mixture of blended beans, peeled beans, habanero pepper, onions. I added my seasoning.
Rodo albusa.
Yes, she said it. Say,
I'm not saying that again.
Joe, you just said it. Just say it. She said it in Yoruba, which is the language you speak. She said rodo albosa.
And tatashe.
Tatashe, yeah. So it's ewa, rodo albosa, tatashe, and the other thing. So yes. So while we're discussing this, don't worry, we're not splitting the food, okay?
Either way, they're not the ones eating it.
So that said, so you were complaining earlier about how African people saw your dressing and things like that. You were saying that maybe because...
Is this enough more?
We might need more, but that's enough for now.
Okay.
So you were talking about them talking about your dressing and things like that. Mm-hmm. So in our culture, back then, exposing your body wasn't acceptable. Dressing somehow that exposes your body is quite unacceptable. But now in this day and age, it's quite acceptable now. People are accepting it. They're finding it okay. Not that you have to expose all your body, but you're okay if you're comfortable. This is fine. Okay. If you're comfortable with your skin, it's okay. So I remember one day I went to Nigeria and I had a dress. It's quite long. It was like my knee length. So I was walking. It was a dress. So I was walking and it was windy, and the dress, the hair was blowing, and the dress was blowing left, right, and almost blew up. So I held it together so my, would not be showing. And this lady had the nerve to tell me, why didn't you wear something that is appropriate? In my native language, actually. So I'm like, how long do you want my dress to be now? But that's how they say it. So people are still, civilization is in Nigeria, but if people that would not learn would not learn. It's like America also, where we are having the issue of Black Lives Matters now,
Yeah.
and some people are accepting it, understanding it, while some people are still fixing their way and their belief. They don't want to change. They don't want to listen to anything. So yeah. So my other question to you, Joba, is how would you contribute back to where your parents are from, Nigeria? What do you think you can do to give back to Nigeria?
I've always wanted to do something. Like, I always wanted to, like, okay, even though, hopefully, like, you know, my pockets grow big. And when that does happen, I've always wanted to give back. Like, either, okay, I feel like sometimes you could donate to an organization, but sometimes, you know, those organizations be a little phony. So I would actually, like, you know, have people organize their own groups to go back, like, build, like, a small school, or provide, like, a few of the struggling homes, because not all of them are struggling. Provide a few of the struggling homes with some stuff that they need. And, like, yeah, I've always wanted to do something like that, but I'm still 16. This is a goal for maybe when I'm around, like, 30-ish, 40-ish kind of thing. So, yeah, money and savings, just waiting for that build up to be able to get back.
Okay, that sounds good. That sounds really good. So, I know you complain a lot about Nigerian parents and how they treat their kids, and you have mentioned it earlier today, how they complain about your dressing and things like that. So,
Is that enough water?
oh yes, just a little water. So we're gonna add a little water to the pot.
Here.
To the base.
A little idea. Like that much water. It's not a lot. It's
Just
like,
not a lot of water, so it can. So most time, Moi Moi is cooked through steaming, like extreme steaming, because not every of the bowl will be all the way at the bottom. So it's like get a lot of steam, and the one at the top will cook. So, can you tell me something you wish to change about a Nigerian parent? Like either the one you live with your parents or the one you know. It might even be me.
in general, I just feel like how you see a person. I feel like a lot of judgment just comes off of the way you act, the way you look. It could be a really good person, but then just knowing, oh, they came from here. This is how their parents are. Their parents are too nice with them. So they're officially portrayed as a bad child, and then they can't be around you. It's like they're not really like that. If you got to know them or got to see how they think inside their head, it's just a lot of that.
So what you're telling me is Nigerian parents can be very judgmental?
Yes.
Okay. So you would like them to change?
I mean, not change, just be like a little bit more understanding, I guess you could say.
So a little bit more understanding, a little bit more open-minded.
Yeah.
So Nigerian parents, yeah, here, be a little bit more understanding, be a little bit more open-minded to your kids and people around you. So we are going to, well, Joba, thank you. Do you have any question for me?
Questions?
In regards to our topic, to ask me any more questions or whatever we're cooking.
Questions? I don't really want to do this kind of. Questions. I mean, did you like growing up in Nigeria?
Definitely, I love growing up in Nigeria. And I also, don't get me wrong, I also like the opportunity I was given that I came to this country. I also like that. There's nothing wrong with that, but I enjoy the fact that I grew up in Nigeria. And yeah, pretty much I went to school in Nigeria. I did a lot in Nigeria before my parent moved us here. So yeah, I enjoy my Nigerian, my African background. I most definitely do, because it has taught me a lot.
Wait, is the school treatment as bad as they make it seem?
What do you like the school
Like
treatment?
the bathing in cold water type stuff. The teacher beating you left and right. Is it like as bad as people make it sound? Okay.
Yeah. We get beat. Like, yep, they beat us if we don't listen, if we do something wrong in school. It depends on, and also it also depends on the school you're attending. Like now, this day and age, the school system is a little different now. Like the private school that these kids are attending, some of them scolding the kids or beating the kids is not acceptable.
Oh.
in the new school system. But back then, when I was going to school, yeah, I will get plugged in my bum bum when I need to be. So yeah. But the school system, talk about school system in general. Yes, we learn a lot more. I believe we learn a lot more than what they learn here.
Yes, I know. One of my friends went there. She's telling me like her schedule, and she was like, first I have my economy class, and I have after that we still have financials, then we have French. Then she had, and then they taught her Yoruba, and then I was like, she just kept going, and it's like they have more classes in one day than we did, and then they had study, and I was like, so wait, is this study required? She's like, some days it is. I was like, wait, hold up, because your school day seems really long. I couldn't handle it.
Yeah, so we definitely we were learning, but the only issue is we have something we call, well, yes, you know that, strike. So when teachers, well, if you're in like school and your teachers go on strike, most especially this happen in like public schools and government schools, and the teachers go on strike. And when the teachers go on strike, basically it mostly happen to like university and college kids. When the teachers go on strike, basically the kids remain home, and basically when they're supposed to be learning, they're home. The only reason why they go on strike is the teaching environment is bad, or the teachers are not getting their salary or something like that. Yeah. But when we talk about if they can put money into that and our education system is good, we're pretty much, we're good.
So what about the cold water part?
Oh, the cold water part. I don't think there's anything about cold water because you're kind of like used to it. The only reason why you're calling it cold water is because you bathe with hot water here. You mix your water, you make it look warm. If it's cold down there, we call something called Harmattan season, which is like, I think it's kind of like December, January, February in Nigeria. It's kind of like cold. They say it's cold, but when I go to Nigeria, it's hot. But they say it's cold when they have sweater on. During that season, if you're cold, you can warm water in the kettle and take a shower with it. But the water is not like cold.
You take the videos, you be burning up. You start talking about cold.
Yeah, so it's not that bad. But Nigeria is definitely a great place to be.
Just to kind of show you, she puts like the little moi moi mixture, and then like midway through, she'll put like an egg and shrimp in, and then she'll add some more on top to cover it.
Yeah, so that's what we're making. So thank you all so much for watching my channel.
I mean, you'll see the end product still. We're just not gonna keep recording so you're not sitting here forever.
Yeah, so the end product, I'm gonna show it to you. So this moi moi, we have people eat it with ogi. That's corn. What's it called?
I don't really know how to explain ogi, but bro, don't eat it. Well, I mean, everybody has a different.
What is it called in English? Pop. Yes. So pop, they drink it with pop. Pop is made from corn.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it is. I'm telling you. So pop is made from corn. So they blend the corn and like make it. So they would eat. Some people eat with corn, pop. Some people eat it with bread. Some people eat it with gari, rice. Gari is cassava flake. So different things. Some people eat it by itself. I eat it by itself sometimes. So it's a meal on its own too. So now to the end result.
Yeah, I know this.
This is really, really hot. I made a tiny one that we're going to use. So according to how Joba likes her own moi moi, she likes when you finish cooking it and you put it in the fridge for a while, like to the next day before she starts eating it, because she feels like it will be hard and she will enjoy it more. But I like it fresh, soft, and moist.
Hold up, show them.
Here's the result of the moi moi.
You can back up now. They don't have to be that close when they're watching.
You see the shrimp? Got the shrimp. Tastes good. Nobody want to taste it? Tastes good. So after you get everything ready with your water in the pot and kind of like arrange the small containers we used into the pot, you let it cook for about 30 to 40 minutes so it's well cooked. And that's it for today. Thank
Thank
you.
you guys for watching.
Don't forget to
like, comment, and subscribe.
thank you all, and see you next week Saturday. I love you. Bye.